I didn't understand why people like manual focus lenses until I tried one. For me, it's like reading a book, which, unlike reading something on your phone, you have pages in front of you that grab your attention on a different level. You focus on the characters, the setting, the emotions, and all of the different elements that shape everything together and make you focus on the story. I feel the same way about using a manual focus lens. It makes me think about framing, lighting, composition, and it makes me focus on focusing. Hi, I'm Wayne. I'm an editor, content creator, filmmaker, and now a YouTuber based in New York City. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about what I think about the Thypoch Simera-C 35mm to 1.5. I got to keep this lens for 30 days thanks to a giveaway that was run by Thypoch themselves. They don't really know that I'm making this video, but hopefully they like it as much as I like this lens because it's one of the most beautiful lenses that I've ever used. And maybe I get to keep it after this. Before we start talking about all the positives about this lens, let's talk about some of the story and inspiration behind its design. The Thypoch Simera lenses were heavily inspired by some of the classic rangefinder lenses, specifically the Leica Sumilux line. Those lenses became famous because of their depth, their really soft highlight roll-off, and the character that made them cinematic instead of clinical. And I'm not saying they directly copied those lenses, but it looks like they created a set of lenses that feels very vintage in character and very modern in function. So you really get the look of vintage lenses, but you also get the rigidity and control of a modern cinema lens. We know these are really fast lenses at t1.5, but the bokeh on this thing is absolute perfection. It feels like it wraps around whatever is in focus and completely destroys the background. And I don't want to say you get that 3D pop, but I really see it on this lens. One of the first things I noticed as soon as I got this lens out of its box is how tiny it is. It's probably the smallest cinema lens I've ever tried, and I'm really surprised about what you get for the size, because it's also fully metal and really well built. The focus and aperture rings are really smooth. There's really nothing to complain about these lenses, especially when you're talking about build quality. One of the reasons why I think Thypoch was able to keep these lenses so small is because of the shorter flange distance you get with the M mount, which is smaller in comparison to EF or PL mount lenses. Glass design probably plays a huge role on that, but the smart move was to keep these lenses in M mount because you can adapt them to any mirrorless mount, making it easier for people that use multiple camera ecosystems like I do. But not everything is perfect, so let's talk about some things I did not like about this lens. The first and most annoying one is the flares, especially if you have any type of filtration in the front. But my main problem with the flaring is the loss of contrast that you get, which really becomes a problem when color grading. And with lenses so small, you wouldn't really want to use a matte box on them. But I guess there's no other option if you're on a professional set. My second problem, which is not that big of a deal for talking headshots like this one, is focus breathing. You can see it. It's not as crazy as some of the Sony G Master lenses, but I see how that can be a problem for some people. And I'm really nitpicking on this one, but this thing uses a 62mm filter thread, which no one uses. And I really have had to get a 62 to 67 step-up ring just to use my smallest ND, which that makes no sense. Everyone uses 67. Lastly, it's not objectively perfect. You have that cat's eye bokeh that a lot of people don't like. You have those crazy rainbow flares. You have the lack of contrast. And all of those things can contribute to a certain look that a lot of people don't like. And even though some people may see these as negatives, other people end up enjoying these things, like I do. Just like a great book can tell a good story, a great lens can give you a good image. And to be great, it doesn't have to be perfect. What matters is the story you're trying to tell. And good stories are not perfect either. They make you feel uncomfortable, they make you cry, they play with your emotions, and that makes you feel an emotional connection with the story. And that's because we as humans love imperfections.